Hey guys, I know I've already posted one video with my trip to New York, but with this video I wanted to go in depth and give you my full review and experience with my first red-eye trip and traveling with this bus agency. So I live in Ohio and the company that we went through is based out of Kentucky. So they sent us an email closer to the date saying to be at this mall at this time and we would meet everybody and they would give us our little snack bags for the trip. So we showed up super early at the mall and they finally came and they gave us our little snack bags and they gave us a little map of the city and where we were supposed to meet them and where we'd be dropped off and things like that and just all the times and all that. So we met them at 6:30 and we received our snack bags and not long after we were boarded on the bus. So the bus, it was pretty nice. They had outlets and TVs and things like that. They had overhead storage and storage underneath. So plenty of room in the sense of storage. So you could take plenty of stuff with you. You were good to go on that. But they're not kidding when they say red-eye trip because you don't get a lot of sleep. Not just because of the timeline, but because the seats were pretty uncomfortable. I mean, this was a nice, newer bus, but it's just bus seating is not comfortable at all. It was clean, it was really nice in that sense, but the seats didn't recline, there wasn't much space. So we ended up stopping about every 2 hours at a rest area. There were bathrooms on the bus, but we were kind of persuaded not to use them because they were talking about how the smells stay and things like that. So, I mean, we did have access to bathrooms in, like, emergencies, but we were just persuaded to use rest areas, and we had a lot of stops at rest areas, so really nobody used the bathroom on the bus anyways, because everybody wanted to get up and stretch their legs and walk a little and uncramp themselves. So when we were right on the outskirts of New York, in New Jersey, I think we're about an hour away from New York still. I know it was early morning. I can't remember what time because that's just a daze. But we stopped at a rest area. Well, it was a truck stop. And they had showers and food and things like that. So everybody was stopping to shower. The showers were $15 a piece, but you didn't have to use them. Like, we took a rag and just washed off because, foot fungus and things like that. I mean, we just didn't want to pay $15 for foot fungus, I guess. But it was really convenient. It was nice. We got Subway for breakfast, which was really good because we were hungry. We took a lot of snacks with us, but you can only eat so many chips and animal crackers and things like that before it starts making you sick. So Subway was really nice that morning. All in all, I want to say it took about 13 hours because the truck stop, we were there 2 hours and we were stopping every 2 hours for a rest area. So yeah, I think it took about 13 hours to get to New York. And we got dropped off between Madison Square Garden and Times Square. So that was easy access. We could walk anywhere we wanted. So we just walked to Times Square. And it was a little bit of a distance, but I mean, it wasn't too bad at all. After we got dropped off, we had about 15 hours to play around with in New York, which is a lot of time. And it was really fun. We did a lot of shopping. We went to all the classic tourist stores, the M&M store, the Hershey store, all the gift shops, just all the stuff like that. And we went to Junior's to get cheesecake, and it was really, really good. I highly recommend that if you're ever in New York. We also ate at Hard Rock Cafe for dinner, and we spent a lot of time people watching too because it was just very, very interesting and very unlike where we live. One thing you'll notice about New York is there is a lot of people coming up to you. A lot of people trying to sell you bus tours and Statue of Liberty tours and all that. And you have just got to push past them. I mean, we had, I don't know how many people come up to us and try to push it. And we just had to start walking past them at one point, which, I mean, felt kind of rude to us. But, I mean, there were just too many people. I mean, we wouldn't enjoy the day if we stopped and talked to every single person in New York. And a lot of people try to sell you stuff. A lot of people try to come up and put bracelets on your wrists and things like that. And you have got to move past them or you're not going to see anything during the day. We did buy one thing off of somebody that started a conversation with us, and we didn't regret it at all. It was a caricature artist, and she did a really good job, and it wasn't that expensive. I think we paid about $30 with the drawing and the frame, and that's one thing we don't regret at all. Once nighttime hit, we started getting really, really tired, and we actually headed back to the meeting spot a little bit early just so we can look at things at night as we were going by with all the lights and stuff like that. So we were actually supposed to meet the bus at about 10:30 at night back at the original spot, and we started heading back around 8, I want to say. Now, traffic is malicious in New York, so it took us a little bit longer to get on the bus this time because the bus had to keep going around the block to get a spot to pull into. But once we got back on the bus, we put our stuff in and everybody was out. And they asked if we wanted to stop at rest areas, and everybody was like, no, we want to get some sleep. So we had less stops on the way back. We did stop about twice, I think, and we ended up getting back home at about 9 in the morning, I believe. The bus trip was $170 per person, and I'm not going to lie, it was a really, really exhausting trip. I mean, we were really sore from the bus and all that afterwards and exhausted, but it is a really inexpensive way to see the city without driving in the traffic and all that yourself. Like, it was really nice, and I would definitely do it again. I don't regret the trip at all. Yes, I was down for a few days afterwards, but it was pretty awesome, and I would definitely go again. So, I mean, it was a good experience. I mean, tired, exhausting experience, but definitely would do again, and definitely recommend it to you guys if it ever comes up and you would ever want to do it. I highly recommend it. So thanks for watching, guys, and thanks for listening to my experience, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Bye.